Hi, hello, it's Heping. I've seen some comments on my videos saying that my IP is rare, and I find it quite funny because China and Chinese people are very common here in Peru, so let me make myself understood. In 1849, the first 75 Chinese immigrants came to Peru on board the Danish flagged ship Frederick Wilhelmsen. They came because Peru needed labor for the construction of train rails, guano exploitation, and cotton plantations. Unfortunately, it was a very horrible part of our history because while working, the Chinese workers accumulated debts with their foremen while collecting food. These debts were impossible to pay, and the money they earned was not enough. In simple terms, slavery. They signed a paper that promised jobs and money, but in reality faced slavery and injustice. Over time, the workers who paid off their contracts became independent, and there weren't 75 immigrants anymore. There were at least 100,000 Chinese immigrants in Peru. In 1854, the Chinese community gathered in the now known Capon Street, later inaugurating Chinatown in that same place. Chinese and Peruvian people have interacted and blended their culture ever since. The sons or daughters of Chinese and Peruvian people are called tusan. Our favorite dish is chaufa, a mix between Chinese and Peruvian cuisine, a plate with rice, soy sauce, chicken, Welsh onion, and eggs. Some even add hot dogs. It comes from chaufan, to eat rice in Cantonese. But since we couldn't pronounce it properly, the name started to change and now we know it as chaufa. We also have chifas, which comes from chifan, which are Chinese restaurants. And recently a Chinese park opened in one of our districts. It has amazing views and visitors are always amazed by the decor. We have plenty of Chinese schools in Peru, restaurants, businesses. You can even study Chinese in one of the universities China built here. Oh, about Chinatown. Every store near the Chinatown has the name in Spanish and in Chinese characters. If you're Chinese or know the language and you go there, you won't have to speak in Spanish or English. You can just straight up speak in Chinese to the vendors and they will understand. Here's a video how the Chinatown looks like. That huge entrance, I don't have to translate because you all understand, but says, "Under the same sky, we are all the same." As Peruvians, we eat a lot of siomai, minpao, and chihaucai. Oh, also chaufa, kamluwantan, and I know I'm not pronouncing this properly, but this is the way we pronounce it. A lot of people pay for this purification service. It is said to bring you fortune and keep away bad spirits. See how there are Chinese characters next to the stores and banks? Even with the awful past we had, nowadays we have learned to come together to celebrate each nation's traditions. In February, you can celebrate Chinese Lunar New Year with the Chinese-Peruvian Association. I wish to know if there are other things you would like to know about China and Peru, and I would also love to read your comments and see if Peru is as important in China as China is here, especially with the new Chancay port. Thank you for being here, thank you for hearing me, and thank you for watching. Bye bye!